Hey, what's up everybody? Hammerheart Metal Reviews here once again. It is that time of the month. Time to talk about my favorite albums that were released this past month, May 2025. What a solid month. Another ton of great releases that came out this month. I am going to limit to 15 full lengths, but I have a couple EPs that I'm going to talk about as well. I will say this month was very black metal heavy compared to maybe the past couple months where I had a lot of traditional heavy metal and power metal in there. This month, out of these 15 albums, the vast majority are black metal. That's just how it shook out this month. These are just the ones that I found myself going back to the most. But as usual, I want to get your picks down below. Let me know which ones I need to go check out, especially if it's outside the realm of black metal. Give me some recommendations down below. I mean, even if it is black metal, give me all your recommendations anyways. Anything I might have missed. Always looking to explore and discover new music. But let's just get into this. So like I said, before I get into my 15 full lengths that I think you should go check out, I have a couple of very excellent EPs that I had to talk about as well because they both really floored me with how good they are. So first up, I'm going with the debut EP from Palantyr with their album titled The Ascent and the Hunger. I just said album, I meant EP, whatever. French heavy metal band, speed metal band, however you want to classify them as. This is their debut. Like I said, it's a female fronted band, and this album is just so energetic and a lot of fun. It's got great riffs. It's got that retro heavy metal style that I absolutely love. So if this one's gone under your radar a little bit, definitely go check it out. Great album art as well. So yeah, definitely go check out Palantyr if you have not. One more excellent EP that honestly, if I was including my EPs in my overall ranking, this one would be near the top of my list for this month. And that is Namebearer with their debut EP, Industries of the Fading Sun. So this is some black metal from the USA. This features some members from a couple other great US bands. Brian Tennyson from Eve and now in Obsidian Tongue as well. And also Brendan Hayter from Obsidian Tongue, who also plays in Throssenblot and live with Obsequiae. So you know that they know what they're doing here. Hint, this won't be the last time I'm talking about Obsidian Tongue today either. But spoiler alert there. But nonetheless, let's get back to this EP. There's so much atmosphere and emotion embedded within this album. It's got very unique, clean vocals that have a nice melodious way of singing along to the guitar riffs as well. They even throw in some Finnish lyrics as well, which is unique here, and it's just really engaging from start to finish, showcasing their excellent songwriting. This is part of a new collective that's all from the same scene in the USA with bands like Falls of Rhoros, and yeah, like there's just so many of these bands in this area, I guess, that they're kind of starting to team up and release different stuff. I mean, I could probably get more info about that, but nonetheless, go check out Namebearer. I'm getting off track here. Just check out this EP. Really solid black metal release. All right, now we're going to get into my favorite full lengths from the month. Kicking it off in 15th place, I'm going with Medico Pesty and their new album, Aesthetic of Hunger. So this is some Polish black metal. Of course, the comparisons to a band like Mgła are undeniable. I mean, there's even some affiliation there with, I believe, someone from this band plays live with Mgła. So, I mean, there's going to be some carryover there. But this is just a solid slab of madness-induced black metal. They bring in, like, this psychotic energy, and the lyrics are kind of all themed around psychosis as well. And just really suits their style of black metal. All in all, a very well-done album. Up next, going with Skaphos and their album Cult of Uzura. So this is some French blackened death metal. Think a band like Belphegor. I get huge Belphegor vibes from this, but like I'm talking about the good era of Belphegor when they were still just blasting away and putting out solid albums. This has that type of vibe here. Just, yeah, like I said, blasting drums throughout, really aggressive songs. Just good stuff. It's a lot of fun to listen to. Skaphos. Up next in 13th, sticking with black metal with Firienholt and their new album Night Eternal. So this is some epic atmospheric black metal from the UK. Can't deny the summoning influence here. If I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like sometimes they wear that summoning influence a little bit too much on their sleeve, where it's maybe at some point not just paying homage to one of their favorite bands, but maybe ripping them off a little bit. That just doesn't quite have enough to distinguish itself from other bands in the same ilk. But this one, it did go in a little bit of a darker direction than their past couple albums. This was produced by Tom from Drouth, and you can hear his influence in there as well. So all in all, like, I don't want this to sound too negative. I'm still putting it on my list. It's a very enjoyable album. I wish they would start to do something a little bit more to tread their own path rather than just retreading what other projects have done already. But maybe you'll get more enjoyment out of it than I did. It's still decent. It's still easy to listen to. I don't mind it at all. Up next in 12th, going with And Oceans and the new album, the Regeneration Itinerary. So this is some Finnish symphonic industrial black metal. This is a very electronica influenced, very dancey album, if you will, which isn't always my thing, especially within the scope of black metal, but it is well done. I did much prefer their previous album, as it had kind of toned down these industrial and electronic influences, but they really dialed it up this time. It's obviously what they were going for. Like I said, maybe not fully something I can get behind, but it's still a pretty decent album and it's well executed. Up next in 11th, gonna stick with some dancey black metal with Labyrinthus Stellarum and their new album Rift in Reality. So this atmospheric cosmic black metal from the UK, but once again with a huge electronica influence here. It's kind of what I just said about the And Ocean album. For my personal taste, it's a little bit too much techno in some spots, but I do still enjoy it. I like the cosmic atmosphere, but I don't quite see all the praise that this band gets. I can't put them on the same plateau or peak that the greats of the genre like Mare Cognitum or Spectral Lore do. This is still good cosmic black metal, but I don't necessarily feel the hype behind this band. It's still decent in my opinion, but I feel like they're a little bit overhyped. But nonetheless, once again, make your own opinion. Go check it out. It's still a pretty fun album that it'll have you moving your head to. Was still worth mentioning on my list. All right, now we are going to get into the top 10, my 10 favorite albums from the month of May. So in 10th place, going with Savage and the new album Rising. So a little break from the black metal here for a second. This is some Spanish heavy metal, traditional heavy metal, however you want to classify it. This is a major dose of 80s worship. It even has a huge glam influence going on, so that might not be for everyone, but I think it's a super catchy and anthemic album. Maybe it's not original, but it is so sing-alongable, and it's just got that retro vibe. It sounds like it's from the 80s. It's going to put a smile on your face. You're going to be singing these choruses. If that's what you're looking for, definitely go check out this album because it's just a good time. Up next in 9th, we're going to come back with some more black metal. I said there was a lot this month, and we've got a lot of Finnish black metal coming up. In 9th, Warmoon Lord with their album Sacrosanct Demonopathy. Can't even speak. But yeah, Finnish black metal, like I said, very much the old school black metal sound and atmosphere captured here. Think a band like Satanic Warmaster. In the similar vein here, this is just evil as hell, and I love this style, the vibe and the sound. They just have it down perfectly. Killer riffing, all in all, just a solid throwback black metal style album. Check it out. Sticking with Finland for my next pick in 8th, I'm going with the debut album from Belgia Surma titled Haltoissaan. Probably mispronouncing that, so I apologize. This is once again Finnish black metal, maybe with a bigger dose of the pagan black metal style this time around. It just has just the right amount of folkiness to it, not too much, but this would be for fans of bands like Mara Smieli or Havakrunu. Like I said, this is their debut full length, and it's just got yes, it just came out, so I haven't spent a ton of time with this. This has the potential to rise even more, but I just love the vibe and energy that is on display here. The vocals are really unhinged, and he's just wailing away with his screeches. Yeah, it's just a solid pagan black metal album. Definitely go check it out. Up next in 7th, I'm going with Drouth and our album The Teeth of Time. So this is some US blackened death metal, but even that description maybe isn't quite enough to capture the essence of this album here. Check out that album art, first of all. How good is that? Just really cool stuff there. This even brings in a little bit of Doom influence, at least in a couple songs. Anyway, so it's bringing in a lot of different styles and sounds. It's got a really clean production that you can hear everything going on, but it's got these beefy riffs, but then these killer melodies just hiding amongst the riffs, and it's just all in all, front to back, an absolutely great album. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not too long of an album. You can get in and get out, and it just leaves you wanting more, and that's exactly what I want for this style. Well done, Drouth, on a solid album. Up next in 6th, more Finnish black metal. What do you know? Sargeist with the new album Flame Within Flame. So, Finnish black metal, that probably needs no introduction here. One of the best in the genre for sure. This is probably the best Finnish black metal release of the month. Anyway, I mean, I think I've talked about at least 4 or 5 here from Finland. But yeah, I mean, this band's been around a while. This is more on the raw, old school black metal side of things. But the production does give it a modern edge. So when I say raw, this isn't like dirty, impossible to hear black metal. You can hear all the riffs, and the riffs are what really make this album. Just riffs for days. I love this style. It's just top-notch stuff. Maybe it's not gonna like blow you away with innovation with anything you haven't heard from Sargeist before, but why fix something that's not broken? They put out their style of music for years, and it's still working. It's still killer stuff. Top-notch black metal. All right, now we're into the top 5, my 5 favorite albums from the month. I'm just going to take a sip of water, because usually by the time I'm talking for about 10 minutes, it starts to hurt a little bit. All right, there we go. Into the top 5. Not all black metal, I think a few of them are, but in 5th place, not black metal, with Under Ruins and their debut album, Age of the Void. So this is some German epic heavy metal, epic power metal. Features members of Lanfear, and this reminds me a lot of a band like Atlantean Codex. Maybe not as doomy as them, but kind of the same song structure types with these lengthy epics and soaring vocals. You got great guitar work on display here as well. I absolutely love this style when it's done well, and this is a very well executed album. Super enjoyable stuff. If anything I just said sounds like it might be up your alley, don't skip this one. It's a solid release that you should definitely be checking out. Up next in 4th, another debut. There are so many debut albums this month. It's crazy that have just knocked my socks off. But yeah, this one, Fosphene, with their self-titled albums. This is some atmospheric black metal from the USA. This has a really nice raw sound and production. There's moments of this that remind me of a band like Mugwa, and then with the melodicism of a band like Uwata, but adding that rougher edge to it, it just gives it a different edge, and I love their approach, and the riffs here really stick in my head. Overall, I just love the style and the structure, not just within the song, but in the way that they constructed the album as a whole. Like I said, another debut album that just really knocked it out of the park. Yeah, one of my favorites of the month for sure. That's why it's in my top 5. Up next in 3rd, going with some more black metal, big surprise, Enterre Vivant with the new album Akuzai. So this is an international project with members from France and Japan. This is atmospheric, folky black metal. Their previous album from 2023 was actually in my top 10 of the entire year that year, so we'll see how this one shakes up. They had a lot to live up to, and this one does pick up kind of in the similar vein as the last one while doing some different things as well. So this, if you're unfamiliar with their previous work, they really have a unique approach, bringing in the Japanese heritage with folk instrumentation and very unique vocals, whether it's throat singing or weird spoken word or just really strange black metal vocals, but they make it work, and I absolutely love it. It's a very melancholic yet fascinating album at the same time, that they bring in these great riffs, but then they'll bring in the folk instrumentation. For example, take the second last song here called Kigo. There's what I believe is accordion. It might not be an accordion, but some sort of instrument like that. And it does this really nice melody. And then the way that the frantic vocals come in to kind of match the pattern, it just, it brings a smile to my face. I just absolutely love it. A great album. Is it as good as their last one? I don't know yet. This one just has only been out for a week, so I need a lot more time with it. But I'm really digging it on my first few listens, and you should definitely go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. All right, we got 2 more to go. What's it gonna be? Up next in 2nd, an album that literally just came out, but I'm already putting it this high because I'm digging it a lot, and kind of mentioned them earlier. So spoiler alert, it's coming here now. Obsidian Tongue with the new album Eclipsing World of Scorn. So some atmospheric black metal from the USA. Like I said, it features the same two guys that are in Namebearer, but then also features the drummer from Falls of Rhoros. Yeah, this just has so much going on. The paint, just a great soundscape that's just going to capture your imagination and transport you. It's got some post-black metal elements. It's got progressive psychedelic elements in spots. It's got both clean and harsh vocals, and just the way that all the songwriting comes together, it's just compelling and exciting. And like I said, this just came out. I'm already putting it this high because I'm digging it a lot. But as I spend more time with it, who knows, could rise even higher. But yeah, really enjoyable black metal album that is not afraid to experiment and try a few different things. Definitely go give Obsidian Tongue a listen if you haven't. All right, and that just leaves one. My favorite album of the month is not black metal. So yeah, as much as most of this list was black metal, today I actually have a death metal record in for number one, which is probably my favorite death metal release of the year so far. Jade with Mysteries of a Flowery Dream. So this is some atmospheric death metal. It's an international project. They just really know how to nail the atmosphere. It's murky and dark, and it just gives you this foreboding sense of drama throughout the whole thing. You feel the anguish in these songs, but yet it has just like this epicness that's embedded within it as well that just touches on all your senses. It's truly an album that you need to experience from front to back. It's got beautiful, harmonious guitar lines and leads throughout, and it's hard to even just say this is a death metal album because of the atmosphere that they create here. Like, yes, it's rooted in death metal, but they're really doing a bunch of different stuff here. And yeah, this is number one for the month, probably because it came out early in the month and I spent a lot more time with this than I have some of these other albums that have only been out for a week. But yeah, this one I'm really enjoying quite a bit. And if you haven't listened to it, I strongly suggest you go change that because it's a killer album. So anyways, those were my picks for the month. Hopefully you got a few new recommendations to go check out, and I want your recommendations down below too, because that's my whole point of doing these videos, and that's my favorite part about doing it, is getting recommendations from you as well. So anyways, until next time, Hammerheart Metal Reviews, out.